The way things work in Saskatchewan is people are very transparent, ethical, and they're welcoming. It's all about multiculturalism.
You have to get very involved in your community and culture, especially when you talk about Saskatchewan.
This place is very welcoming. When it comes to business practices in Saskatchewan, the best place to go is Chamber of Commerce. There's equal opportunities for everyone. There's no disparities.
We're going to thank Saskatchewan Chamber of Commerce who give us the opportunity to share our story.
The story of resilience, the story of perseverance, the story of patience, the story of knowing what you want and going for it.
The province of Saskatchewan's motto is "For many people's strength." This province was built on immigrants coming here and scratching out an existence from prairie. Settlers coming out to establish community, there was an element of cooperation and helping each other out, helping each other to succeed. Grace Fletcher, she's a phenomenal story. She was probably a poster child for the entrepreneurial spirit. She had a general store, but she engaged in a trade with First Nations people for buffalo bones. So they would bring her the bones, she would trade for them, they would get goods, she would gather up all the bones, and then she would sell it for fertilizer in eastern markets. And she actually became quite an influential businesswoman in early Saskatoon. When people are put together in a situation like the beginning of Saskatchewan or coming to a new territory, people on person-to-person level will do whatever it takes to help out the other person to succeed. Part of being a person from Saskatchewan is that you do have a sense of community and you do have a sense of helping your neighbor out and everybody working together for a common cause.
Thách thức khó khăn lớn nhất đối với tôi khi tới đây mở một cái kinh doanh, mở một cái tiệm sách ở đây là rào cản ngôn ngữ. Vâng, cứ như chúng tôi đều đến từ những đất nước mà không nói tiếng Anh, cho nên là ở đây thì tiếng Anh là thứ tiếng phổ biến thông dụng.
One thing that I always advise to my friends, newcomers that are coming to Canada, like really do spend time to work on your language skills, work on your accent.
Việc kinh doanh thì tôi cũng nỗ lực trong cái việc là cải thiện cái vốn tiếng Anh của mình hàng ngày. Cho đến thời điểm này thì khả năng nói và viết thì cũng không có nhiều vấn đề lắm. Tôi vẫn còn có vấn đề là nghe và nói cần phải cải thiện rất là nhiều. Thế nhưng về cơ bản thì là tôi vẫn có thể là giải quyết được những cái vấn đề liên hệ với đối tác, khách hàng, kết nối với khách hàng.
At some point, you probably will meet roadblocks or something discouraging, but you have to know what you want and go for it.
You have to live here and listen to people and watch what other successful people do, and not to blaze your own path. But once you understand what other people are doing, then you can decide what path you want to follow.
In Saskatchewan, there are two ways of doing business. One is you go and find running business, and the second one is you go and start a new startup.
When people come down here to Saskatchewan, I feel the biggest challenge for them is to get into the right industry.
Don't be scared of starting your new life. Don't be scared of anything. Just be optimistic, open-minded, and if you like doing something, then proceed further for that. There are a lot of people, resources, and help available for assistance that you can reach out to.
Go to Open Door Societies, go to Saskatchewan Chamber of Commerce. There are so many resources that are here for newcomers.
I'm an entrepreneur, the team lead of Snack-A-Lot Foods. My mom always made snacks. You always find things to eat at home. So I grew up with that kind of culture, and I also bought into the whole idea. So I was wondering if it would ever be successful when it comes to introducing my products to people, because it was not what they are used to eating here. So it was really hard to get people accepted.
We come from a different country with different culture. When we came here, we had to learn a lot of local culture, the trend, the industry that Saskatchewan serves, because in India there's whole different industries, and Saskatchewan offers agricultural practices, potash, minerals. So we had to find the best fit, try to adopt to what people here are, forget about being old school and orthodox.
Biết đến doanh nghiệp của bạn, sử dụng được cái sản phẩm dịch vụ của bạn. Muốn như vậy thì bạn phải trang bị cho mình vốn tiếng Anh cần thiết, và bạn phải hiểu được những cái quy định về kinh doanh, những cái chế tài của tỉnh bang để thực hiện sao cho đúng.
I think one of the most important thing which I would tell any immigrant is that you have to be involved in the community, because you can't learn the ways of people if you are not involved with them. So simple things like when you have maybe a barbecue, try to be there, volunteer. There are some places or things they do where they need volunteers. Get into it, because it's when you interact with the people, you understand their culture, how things are being done, then you can run with it. One big thing in Nigeria is we are very relationship conscious. Everything starts on that bedrock. So, but getting here, it's a little different, because you discover that privacy is usually separated from professionalism, whereas back home, they are quite interwoven.
People here are just over-friendly. People are just too kind. That's what I would say. It's one of the most kindest provinces. You know, they would say, sorry for my mistake. I was like, dude, I bumped into you. I should say sorry. My sister was an international student in Saskatchewan. It was her who came before, and she convinced me that this is one of the best provinces ever to live in. We got adopted to the new culture. We found out, we learned about it, and we said, this is our home.
The business is not there without the community. It's a give and take relationship.
Be involved in the community first and support other businesses. There's a lot of opportunities, lots of help.
I discover in this part of the world, I would say, you can't go far if you don't get involved in community. You need it. You need to ride on the wings of community, yeah.
I had no idea about the business. I was 22 years old at the time. I looked around, found this franchise called Computer Troubleshooters. It really fit in with my values, and it fit in with the budget. It was all the money that we brought from Russia. We kind of stayed with the franchise for a few years, then we went on our own, and I started by myself. Now we've got about 20 people and three offices.
Thực ra khi bạn tới Canada, tới Saskatchewan định cư mở một doanh nghiệp, thì bạn có thể tìm được rất nhiều những cái thông tin cũng như những cái quy định từ phòng thương mại. Thì ở mỗi thành phố đều có phòng thương mại, các hiệp hội doanh nhân, và hỗ trợ tối đa cho các cái doanh nghiệp mới tới, đặc biệt đối với những doanh nhân mới tới, để có thể tìm hiểu được những cái thông tin, những cái quy định.
I think not knowing anybody is the biggest challenge. What really was a game changer for me at that time, get involved in the community, join BNI, local BNI club, join local business associations. So I joined Saskatchewan Chamber, Saskatoon Chamber at first actually, and I've been really active in attending events. First, I didn't know anybody, so I'd get to know a few people, and then with those few people, I'd be kind of more comfortable coming to the events and get to know other people. In first, I don't know, 5 years at least, I did not miss a single event for those few organizations.
Ngoài ra thì tôi có thể là tôi kết nối và liên hệ với các cái doanh nghiệp đã đi trước, những người mà đã đến đây trước tôi, những người họ đã có những trải nghiệm thực tế thì tôi liên hệ với họ và tôi kết nối với họ để tôi tìm hiểu các cái thông tin, cũng như là từ đó có thể là có những cái cơ hội mà kết hợp hợp tác được.
People don't realize the sacrifices that you make to become successful. Business associations, you know, in many cases I find them to be very open about helping people. I think Saskatchewan is one of those provinces that people are genuinely caring and are willing to help. I have lots of people that phone me up and say, you know, would you offer me this information? I said, sure. I mean, this is a very small community, very small.
We got some ideas to start this business because of our connection to other people.
It's safer if you are in touch with other businesses as well, because through that you will learn what other things you must do and what are the things that you lack.
My very first client was a neighbor in the office building I occupied. So if you're starting a business and if it's a business-to-business thing, get in a larger office-plex type space and walk around the building and introduce yourself and offer to help. And people are very receptive to that. And in my mind, in my history, for sure, it was the first absolutely critical building block of starting the business. Just getting the confidence in myself that I can sell and deliver the services and get paid for that. You got to get integrated in the business community, make connections, and be active. You really got to concentrate on building those relationships, and you invest in those relationships, build up goodwill, and make those relationships long-term. That's the way to succeed and have a profitable business.
Part of being a person from Saskatchewan is that you do have a sense of community and you do have a sense of helping your neighbor out and everybody working together for a common cause. Interesting thing is people who immigrate here want what we have, and they appreciate that sense of community and the freedoms and the opportunities and the safety that a province like Saskatchewan has. They value it.
To be successful, you have to be patient, you have to be determined, and you have to work hard.
If only you can take time to connect with people and learn, get information, there's a lot of opportunities for you. Don't give up. There are definitely so many things that might want to set you back, but don't give up. Go for it. Get whatever you need in terms of information, get involved with people, and keep moving. You will achieve your dreams.